Alright, what's up you guys? Welcome on this lovely Thursday peak of summer SHARKNEWZ live stream. How is everyone doing today? Boy oh boy, do we have a lot of the stuff to talk about. So many new figures, or should I say renders, that surprisingly Yojo June did not deliver, but yet we have San Diego Comic-Con coming July 24th, so I guess the GIJOE team wanted to really emphasize Comic-Con over their actual month of GIJOE, so I find that pretty bizarre, but whatever, I'm not in charge of marketing. How is everybody doing today? It's good to see you guys. Welcome. Here in the East Coast, we've been hitting at least 95, almost to 100 degrees. It's been scorching heat. But it is the peak of summer, and man oh man, as I wait for people to join in on the chat, I've been watching a lot of 80s and 90s martial arts movies, or even action movies. So I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger's Commando. I've been watching both Three Ninjas. I saw all 4 American Ninja movies. What else? I saw Bloodsport, and then I saw one of those other Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. I forgot the name of it. It's very similar to Bloodsport. It's called Kickboxer. Yeah. So, man, it's just so much fun watching those movies. They're so iconic. But yeah. Let me just catch up with the chat and see how everyone is doing today. We have Jason Atreides and Alan Balcom, the first 2 to join in on the chat, which was like earlier in the day. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining. And Alan will join the stream later. Vil the Great, legend of the channel. We have Robert Wantland and Derek Holloman, amazing supporters of the channel. Thank you guys. What's up? Appreciate you guys for joining. We have some new people here in the chat. We have Evan the Random. We have Keith Scroggins. Hopefully I said that right. I don't know if Mike Gold has posted or wrote in the chat before, but it seems like a new name on here, so welcome Mike Gold. We have Christopher Bouchard, awesome supporter as well. We have a new name here, Stinky Cat Butt. Says, Shark, this is some bullshit. So what do you mean by this being bullshit? And then, he's saying, did Hasbro give Entertainment Earth exclusives Mainframe? I don't know if they gave them actual exclusives. I think what they're doing is they're just sending out different retailers different renders for them to promote, because they are like the bigger companies or even the bigger YouTubers or even content creators to kind of just build more hype around the figures. So I think because Desert Scorpion is the only one that comes with a actual animal, or whatever you want to call it, the scorpion, that seems like a deluxe. Therefore that probably might be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, or it might be probably just on Big Bad. I mean, I don't know if they're they could put it on all the other retailers like Amazon and Entertainment Earth, but usually with those figures that are more bulkier, they're usually more exclusive-ish. Let's see here, and then Zoran the Barbarian, welcome. Yes, the Great White has returned. FNL Forever says, my AC died in New York. It was in hell. Man, I feel for you, man. So many people there. Timothy James, welcome. Says, what's up, SHARKNEWZ? Joshua says, we unboxed my Rattler yesterday. As for a Peg Warmers episode next week or the week after. Oh, shoot. Congrats, Joshua. I forgot you're in the loop with the Peg Warmers people. I'm only aware of those Peg Warmers people is because they were using the set of Cinemassacre's movie rental reviews, or whatever that thing was called, and I'm a huge Cinemassacre fan, so really cool to see him, I think, used to utilizing that. Keith Scroggins says, American Ninja, love the first 2. Yeah, I thought the first 2 movies were really good. The thing about American Ninja is that, and I'm saying this as a fan because I'm growing more fond of those movies as we go on and on. The choreography for American Ninjas are so bad. Like, I don't know who choreographed any of those martial arts movies, or in parentheses martial arts, but they have a certain charm to them, and that's what makes those movies very entertaining to watch, and that's why I like it. And then the last two movies, Joe, he doesn't come back for the third, but then Jackson does, and then in the fourth movie Jackson doesn't come back, but Joe does, so kind of has a little messier plots and stuff, but it's fine. But yeah, the first two were the best. Christopher Baracco says, Shark, did you see the Mortal Kombat trailer today? I absolutely did, which is why I'm wearing my Mortal Kombat t-shirt right now. I have another YouTube channel where I talk about all Mortal Kombat stuff, so go ahead and try to find it. But yeah, I am a huge Mortal Kombat fan, so if I'm not really posting on this channel, I'm also doing a lot of other Mortal Kombat stuff too, so I'm going to be discussing Mortal Kombat movie stuff all over that other channel. So but yeah, I thought the trailer was a little underwhelming, and as a huge Mortal Kombat fan, that kind of says a lot, just because it seems like a huge plot just for Johnny Cage, and that kind of sidetracks Cole Young and Liu Kang. And yeah, and like I know that Johnny Cage is supposed to be like a comedic relief of the movie, but you already have Kano, and then there's already so many characters, and then I just hope that the story kind of does justice to it, because I won't spend too much time on it because I want to get into the topics for tonight, but I'll spend like a few more minutes on it. But if this next Mortal Kombat movie doesn't do well, then there most likely won't be a third, and then it's going to be like a long hiatus until we get like another reboot of Mortal Kombat. So unless this movie does well, then we'll probably get a third, and because they want to build like an actual universe. But if not, then this might be the last time we see Mortal Kombat on the big screen for the next foreseeable future. But yeah, we'll talk more about that on the other channel. Good old Canon Pictures Cheese says, Keith, the beginner gunner, welcome to the chat, says, what's happening everyone? I can't stay long, have to get my workout in. All good, man. Pump those guns. Sendal Christian, what's going on, brother? It's good to see you, says Shark with the exclamation mark. Green Jedi Master, how's it going? Awesome username, by the way. Just got my tracking for my Rattler. Congratulations, man. Let's see here. Just kidding says, I've always wanted to make a green version of the Range Viper. Wow, dream come true for the Grim Viper. Yeah, we're going to talk about that soon. Zoran says he seconds the bullshit. Nathan Paul says we might hit 7,000 HasLab backers by the end of the day, which is a great time for me to start the first topic of the stream, which is the HasLab Snowcat. So before the stream actually started, I just checked Hasbro Pulse's website, and it said we are about almost 7,000 backers. And it's almost two weeks now. It's been almost 2 weeks now. So the fact that we haven't even unlocked even the actual vehicle in 2 weeks, that's quite embarrassing. But you're not wrong. It's definitely going to fund for sure. So if we're almost hitting 7,000 backers, I think it was like 6,449. I could be wrong, but it was one of those numbers. So we should be hitting 7,000 within like the next day or two, maybe 3 days at most. And then in order to get another 1,000 backers just to unlock the damn vehicle and Frostbite, I'm giving it at least maybe another 2 more weeks, because let's see, it's already July 17th, and then we have Comic-Con on the 24th, so then we would have to have so we have the 14th, right? So almost about a month away, but that means we would have at least 3.5 weeks for it to fully fund in terms of getting the Bivouac and the 2 Arctic characters, or like Flint and Lady J. Hey Roma, what's going on, brother? Says, hope I didn't miss anything. Nope, we just started. Stinky Cat Butt says, oh, we don't talk about that. Russell Terrell says, oh crap, I thought it was 7:30. Sorry, I'm just now getting on, still trying to finish cooking dinner. All good, man. We just started. We're in the first portion of the stream. Zoran says, Shark, I've been noticing you are not reading my entire comments to completion lately. I'm so sorry, man. That's because your humor goes above my head. I'm still waiting on the shipping confirmation for my Rattler, says Beginner Gunner. Joshua says, shoot. American Ninjas are lower martial arts series, but far from the bottom. Yeah, it has a charm to it. Okay, so there's one particular funny scene in the American Ninja movie. Sorry to backtrack real quick. There's a scene where one of the ninjas, the jobber ninjas, right? I don't know who the hell trained them, throws this dart or it was like a bow or something. Joe catches the bow with his mouth, and then he turns his neck to the left or right, and then it stabs the other guy like full force. And I was just like, holy shit, this movie is something else. Zoran says, I'm having Rattler, regret didn't order. Hopefully someone will buy it. I mean, sell it on eBay. Mad Rick, welcome to the chat. Says, yep, they're really awful movies. I think this is your first time here, Mad Rick. I could be wrong. Robert Wantland says, I live in a small town in Misery and they made a shitty ninja movie here back in the 80s. I'll try to find it and give it a shout out. Alright, cool, man. Let me know. Zoran says, how so? It's the most Mortal Kombat looking film of them all. No, man. Watch the 1995 film and that's all you need to know. There's no Mortal Kombat movie now or anywhere in the near future that's going to compete with the 1995 film. Don't care what anyone says. Keith Scroggin says, I like the first MK movie, not really checked any since the 90s, although might check out MK2. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch it in theaters regardless because it's tradition, but will I enjoy it? I don't know, probably not. We'll see. I'll let it bomb so Todd McFarlane can have space to get his new Spawn film finally done. I didn't even know he was making a movie. Stinky Cat says, this may be the best Mortal Kombat, hope the script is good. I don't know, I'm a little bit hesitant on the script. Holonet, welcome to the chat, says, I didn't open mine yet. Yes, hashtag Slowcat. Keith Scroggin says, I had tickets for Annihilation and missed it because of traffic. My girl at the time saw it, said it was horrible, saw the first MK at a preview. Hey man, Annihilation is amazing. I love that movie. Craig N, welcome to the chat. James Oliver says, international backers haven't been added into it yet, it's already been funded. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying in terms of numbers hitting like immediately. I know I've talked about this before. We still have all the international backers and last minute people, James Oliver, but for the time being, the fact that initially without them, usually we hit it, you know, beforehand, but the fact that we have to think about them as well and then realize that's when it's going to, you know, actually fund, it's just like, okay, that kind of sucks. Miles McDaniel, welcome to the chat, says, hello, best ninja movie is Revenge of the Ninja. Oh, I haven't seen that. I'll check it out. Thank you for the recommendation. Joshua says, no squeak in my wings. If any plastic felt a little flimsy, it was the canopies, but they look fine. That's good to know. Sendel Krishnan says, Shark, are you playing anything good right now? Are you on Xbox, PS5, or PC? Unfortunately, nope. My last console will forever be a PS4. I'm officially retiring from video gaming. In terms of new gen consoles, I'm going back in time to Sega Genesis and NES and all the classic consoles. Therefore, I'm no longer supporting PS5 and the later Xboxes and all that stuff. I mean, sure, I hope to one day play GTA 6 by borrowing one of my friend's PS5, but for now, not doing anything like that. I'm still waiting on my Rattler. Yeah, and also for those that have pre-ordered their Cobra Claw figure, thanks to I believe it's Robert Wantland over on Twitter, he sent me his tracking confirmation that the Cobra Claw is shipping, so that's good. So it should be there hopefully within the next week. All right, so let's get out of the Snowcat because there's really not much we can do about it. But for the time being, we still have till August 14th, and we're almost at 7,000 backers. Therefore, we'll see what happens after that. All right, so in terms of leaks and prototypes and other things, also shout out to Sunder Ganesan. Welcome to the chat. It's good to have you. We have eliminated a good amount of figures off this list in case you guys have not been keeping up to date with it recently or in the long run. The only figures name only confirmed that we have right now is the Steel Core SENTRY figure with a defense post. And then as for upcoming listings, we still had the Taurus and Reddog. We had more figures that were listed on the upcoming listings, but now we've eliminated 2 figures off that list, and the 2 last remaining ones for the time being are Flash and Night Viper. So so I know a lot of people are anticipating for a Flash figure, but for me, I'm really heading towards the Night Viper. It's like I said before, once they've already created like most of my favorite characters in G.I. Joe, so there's really not much left for me to look forward to in terms of my favorites. So with Sci-Fi and Mainframe just being revealed, now I think one of the last few remaining figures for me is, you know, Night Viper. So once Night Viper is pretty much out, then it's like I don't really have much figures to anticipate after that. Everything else is just going to be like, oh cool, like yeah, I like this figure, or I have the O-ring, but it's not like figures I wanted in high demand because Hasbro has already made a lot of my favorite characters already. Therefore, I personally don't have much to look forward to. However, there are some characters that are like, well, when I say some, I mean like there's still like Battle Force 2000, there's still like Tracker, and then the Blue Psych Out, and then Muskrat, you know, characters like that. But for like the main ones that I really wanted, like Sci-Fi, Mainframe, Night Viper, Kamakura, Shipwreck, Copperhead, like all of those are already out. So it looks like we're gonna have to you know, wait for any of those to come out. But otherwise, these are the only ones at least I know of at the moment. Otherwise, I will make an update someday in the future. But for now, not too much to look forward to in terms of what we have to... Oh yeah, Bill the Great says Iceberg. Yeah, my bad. I totally forgot about Iceberg Arctic characters too. So yeah, and then about 4 listing figures and then only 1 confirmed. But hopefully we shall get more new name reveals during the San Diego Comic-Con event, which is in like what, a week and a half, 2 weeks now. So Pixel Forge, welcome to the chat, says might be best wave they have done so far. I agree. I think this is probably the my personal opinion that this might be the strongest wave of the year so far, at least for me. I like, yeah, the snake armor was cool, the other figures were cool, but yeah, there's also Airtight. D Sanchez says, hell yeah, I made it. Welcome, D Sanchez, good to see you. James Oliver says Flash and Night Viper got pushed to 2026. Even so, at least we'll have it here on the list anyway. FNL Forever says, I want a bunch of Night Vipers. Benedict says, did you watch the new Mortal Kombat 2 trailer? Alright, for all of you that want to interact with me on Mortal Kombat, go ahead and subscribe to my Mortal Kombat YouTube channel. It's called Shark Realm, so go ahead and check that out if you want to. That's where I have all my Mortal Kombat stuff. So if I'm not making G.I. Joe videos, I'm making Mortal Kombat videos. So I will be doing more MK content on that channel as well. But yes, I did see the trailer. I did a reaction video to it. Updates on the Trench Viper shipping out? No idea. The only ones that were able to get Trench Viper are only the ones who paid extra or got it overseas, you know. I haven't heard anything. James Oliver says, in 1986, only Lifeline and Iceberg left, and Claymore, not counting the vehicle drivers. Stinky Cat Butt says, Hasbro just sent an email saying my claw will ship on July 9th. What? Oh. But it's July 17th. Interesting. Alright, anyways, so these are the the only figures we know of at the moment. But for now, let's talk about what happened earlier today, which was the NIGHTFORCE, QUICKKICK, and BEACHHEAD 2-pack, which came up on the Walmart.com's listing for Walmart's CollectorCon. These figures will be going up for pre-order, I believe, July 24th. So how do you guys feel about this 2-pack? Thankfully, we can kind of eliminate these off the list because we know that these figures are going up for pre-order around the same time as same time as Comic-Con. So I will try to provide the links on my post tab page, so hopefully you guys stay up to date on that. I forgot who it was that told me on the chat a while ago, but they said that in the actual bio or the description of that Kabuki mask from the Blue Ninjas, it says that QUICKKICK actually stole the masks from them. So I thought that was actually really cool storytelling. It just sucks that they don't include any of that story in the back. I think it was Rachel Salinas. I don't know if she's in the chat right now. But it was one of you guys that told me about the mask, and I thought that was really cool. I think that NIGHTFORCE is definitely one of the coolest sub teams within the classified line, and it's probably my favorite sub team at the moment, because once they start doing like Arctic characters, then I'm going to switch over to that, and that'll definitely be my favorite. But for now, the NIGHTFORCE definitely holds higher ranking for any sub team that I enjoy having. And plus, I think it's the only sub team at the moment that actually has a brand new character like the Wolf Spider. I can't recall if there's any other figure that's brand new that they've made strictly for a sub team. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Wolf Spider is the only newest new one. I know there's an Arctic Bat, but that doesn't really count. Title Manish here, welcome to the chat. Sorry, I don't know if you wrote in here before, but he goes, big fan of the 2-packs. That's what's up. I might get this if I see it in person, says Joshua. Zoran says unnecessary cash grab. Well, the thing is, they kind of did say, what was I gonna say? Copy Joe Toys, welcome to the chat, says hello everyone. Hello man, it's good to see you. So the thing is, if you've been collecting G.I. Joe like before and prior, or at least know like some of the Joe figures that were revealed or released back then, it's like whenever they release a character, you automatically know which character is part of a sub team, which character is already part of has like a better variant or a different color scheme coming in the future. Like for example, like the WetSuit figure that just revealed in Mainframe, a lot of people are saying, well, the Brazilian I forgot the name of the group, but the Brazilian G.I. Joe Force, whatever, we know that those are gonna come out at some point. That's when like characters like Dial Tone and Mainframe, Leatherneck, I think, and was it WetSuit? I don't remember, but they all have like the like maroonish black or gold or gray color scheme. So I gotta wait for that. A Stinky Cat says unnecessary cash grab, like the Splat Cat. Damn. Shots fired. Copy Joe says awesome addition for NIGHTFORCE. I agree. Green Jedi Master says like the pack, they mentioned the mask thing after it was revealed. Okay, then maybe I wasn't paying attention. Zoran says I don't like the grenade texture arms on Shockwave, looks tacky. That's Beachhead, man. Ionic Blood, welcome, shout out to Ionic Blood, says my first Joe WetSuit, can't wait. Oh yeah, there you go, thank you, Copy Joy's Brazilian Brazil mission force. There you go. Yeah, so thankfully we've been seeing these 2-packs since Toy Fair, which was back in like what, February. So I'm kind of glad that I can just eliminate these off the list within the next week or two, because I'm so tired of talking about these guys. Because if they've been on my list, or in terms of like my live streams or videos for like almost 3 months, that I get to, like, there's really nothing else for me to say. I get too exhausted and burnt out. So I'm so glad I can finally put these guys to rest, and then we can move on to new figures coming out in the line. So but otherwise it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I will say the thing that kind of triggered me the wrong way was just seeing QUICKKICK's legs, because I know a lot of people wanted boots on QUICKKICK, but at the same time those are also low lights lower half, I think, by the ankles. Like I can tell by those texture, or like the sculpting. So I was kind of like, damn it, the reuse parts, Hasbro has done it again. NIGHTFORCE is really expanding, says Holonet. Yes. Lara V, welcome to the chat. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope the family's doing well. Shout out to Lara V. Copy Joy says Joe Toy says we still need a NIGHTFORCE Spearhead and Muskrat. Yep. I suspect it may still be Shockwave. Okay. Russell Terrell says, as much as I do like these, I'm still OG at 53 years old. Shout out to Russell Terrell, who is 53 years old. We're going to celebrate you, brother. I am still waiting for my Flash, Grand Slam, Steelers, Zap, and Short Fuse. So, Russell Terrell, what's going to happen after they reveal those final 5 figures? Are you hanging up the boots for classified, or are you going to be selective after that? Both look great, says Benedict. Dig the 2004 Beachhead. And also, I think there's a... No, that's Tiger Force. I was thinking of the Toys R Us exclusive 6-pack with Tiger Force, because I know Jinx was part of the Tiger Force too, where she had the green outfit with the orange tiger stripes. So there's still that figure to come out at some point too. But yeah. Okay, so we can move on from this because we still have a lot to talk about. So otherwise, yeah, so that's the NIGHTFORCE Beachhead and QUICKKICK 2-pack someday. I mean, July 24th pre-order, so I'll be sure to provide links when the time comes. All right, chat. Now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of tonight's stream. Let me know... Oh, first of all, shout out to everybody that's watching right now. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat right now. Let's see here. We're only at 32 likes. Let's see here. If we can get tonight's stream goal, if we can get 60 likes, that would be great. So let's get to 60 likes for tonight's stream goal. And shout out to those watching, even if you're not in the chat. Thank you for joining in on tonight's stream. And those that are in the chat, thank you so much for taking the time to type. And engaging in the conversations. Joe Barrett says, hi Shark. How's it going, Joe, man? It's good to see you. Okay, here we go. You guys let me know in the chat, what do you think about the first figure reveal, which we're going to talk about is none other than Grim Viper. So you guys do your thing. I'll be reading the chat as I go on. Ralph Vader guy, shout out, welcome to the chat. And then we'll see we'll see what everyone's opinions are about Grim Viper. It's a pretty interesting name, Grim Viper. It kind of fits the aesthetic very well, fits the figure very well. Again, you know, there's also another character called Rock Viper, which is a Range Viper reissue or repaint, whatever you want to call it, variant. So I assume we're going to see a Rock Viper at some point. But yeah, Grim Viper, that's a really cool name. So I'll accept that. Okay. Ralph Vader guy says, cool looking, but pass. Ionic Blood says, I was hoping for the Scorpion was mechanical. Yes, we'll talk about that when we get to Desert Scorpion. Benedict says, badass. Robert Wantland says, yes, give me 3 or 6. Damn. I mean, that's a pretty reasonable army builder number. I respect 3 and 6. No, not 3. 6 is fine. Mad Rick says this one is awesome. Zoran says easy pass, maybe just 1. Mike Gold says meh, what a Grim Viper. Rachel Salinas, welcome to the chat, says Grim Viper is fire. Yeah, I agree. It's a really cool figure for random reasons. Like, for someone like me, I'm not a fan of variants and repaints, but I think the reason why I'm liking this one is because if Hasbro can pull off a repaint of a figure that actually looks good, then I'm on board. Like, yes, it is a repaint and it is like a kit bash and whatever, but again, if they can pull off good color schemes and good aesthetics to the figure to make it look like it's at least somewhat new enough to get or to army build, then I can say, okay, like I approve, I appreciate it, and hopefully I can get one. But otherwise, if it's like a cheap looking figure or not a great looking design, or the color scheme just sucks or looks very uninspiring, that's where I'll get like mad and upset and be like, okay, now they're just like cash grabbing. I mean, you can still say this is too, but if you look at the skull facial expression, the eyes, that looks really, really awesome. I love because you can see like it has yellow eyes, but there's also like an orange trim around the eyes, which makes it look a little bit more menacing. And then unlike Range Viper, whose face looked a little more grayish, this one looks like it has more of a silverish tone to it. I could be wrong, but it looks like the colors pop out a lot more. And plus, it has like a jungle vibe to it, so it has like the green camos and it has like the dark and grittier colors of the browns and stuff like that. Therefore, I like it. I just think like it's kind of like you have, let's say, the character Shadow Tracker. If anyone has that classified version of Shadow Tracker, you have Shadow Tracker, who's like a badass, like a standalone figure, but then you also have the Grim Vipers in the background kind of like aiding him too, right? So I think these will assist Shadow Tracker in the jungle, kind of like good fodder for Outback if he's in a mission by himself in the jungle. And Outback is one of my favorite characters too, therefore yeah, so I approve for this one. Keith Scroggins says color scheme looks more like a Joe to me, not a big fan. A Romo says I will be getting the Grim Viper, but I can no longer army build. I understand, brother. Money is money. Or maybe space is space. Copy Joe says, but still cool. Benedict says I need all the Range Vipers and bats. Damn, that's what's up. Derek Holloman says, I like this. I wish they had a different weapon, but I have plenty of extra lying around. Timothy James says he's pretty decent, 7.5 out of 10. And also, I think he's pretty massive too. I think they gave him a bigger body buck compared to other figures. I'm not sure, but it seems like he has, like, the upper torso seems to be a lot more bigger with more of a scrawnier legs. Russell Terrell says if anyone has the original Clash of the Titans figures in the 1980, that new Scorpion would fit alongside those figures. Tidal Manashare says neat figure, probably not a day one purchase though. Yeah, I don't see these selling out, but you just never know with classified people. You know, these figures sell out regardless sometimes. Well, actually no, Hasbro Pulse still has a lot of figures still on their website. I think ever since starting with one of the more recent waves with like Road Pig and Xandar, and moving afterwards, not every figure was being sold out at that point. Nice use of a Saw Viper chest piece, says Green Jedi Master. Oh yeah, see, there you go. See, that's what I was missing. Todd C says going to give him the original Roadblock gun. Spot Jones, welcome to the chat. I believe it's your first time here. Says it's a great repaint. Copy Joe says it's going to be a nice army build. Ionic Blood says there's a green Skullbuster. Yes, that came out with the 30th anniversary anti-air gun emplacement. I totally forgot about Skullbuster. Skullbuster had more of a pearlier color scheme. I think like purplish blues. I could be wrong, but I think that's kind of where they were heading. New figures, but now not down for reuse, says Zoran. Copy Joe says probably get 5 of the Grim. Love to army build certain figures, good for jungle warfare. Yes. Yeah, I mean, you could easily use these for even like Cobra troops to fight NIGHTFORCE. So if NIGHTFORCE is out there doing their thing out there in the jungle, you can easily have the Grim Viper there as well. I mean, I think that would be pretty cool. HoloNet says, why did they make him green? I think it's because it's like a brand new figure-ish, or brand new name. I think they just... I'm guessing perhaps the storyline involves, I don't know, jungle warfare. Who knows? We won't know until we see the actual photography of these figures, where they show us like what figures they're actually fighting in the background. Tag Worm, welcome to the chat, says, oh snap, I was like cooking up a cup of noodles and whatnot, then I was like, oh snap, shark stuff, and bam bam, here I am. What up, people? Sup, Shark? Welcome, Tag Worm. It's good to have you, man. Hopefully your cup of noodles don't get burned. You gotta cook them right. Zoran says, this is too scary, think about the children. LOL. Vildegrade says, I'm getting this figure for sure. Robert says, I passed on the Range Vipers, but I dig this. Oh, damn. I mean, the Range Vipers are probably one of the coolest army builders, too. I really do love the Range Vipers. I have issues with this Grim Viper, says Chris Yule, welcome to the chat. Derek Holman says, Sergeant Slaughter legs, heavy-duty arms. Ah, I see. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you guys for helping me out with that part. Why is dial tone so hard to find, says Zoran? I don't know. Chris Yule says he's just a repaint, but I will get 3 and put him with my Trench Viper. Sins, welcome to the chat, says troopers in these colors would be interesting. I agree. Robert says, here's an update. We have 6,998 on the Snowcat. Ooh. So yeah, we'll hit the 7,000 by tonight. And then we still have 1,000 more to go before we actually unlock the vehicle, which is hopefully in another week at most. Maybe 2 weeks. Hope they give him a squishy brains to play with. Tagworm says, Grim Viper, I love this guy. Definitely getting 5. I actually kit bashed like 4 of them with the Range Vipers from the HIS team. I mean, yeah, so we have the regular Range Viper. We have the red Range Viper from the HIS Tank 788 Fire team. And then we have this Grim Viper. I don't know who else I'm missing at the moment, but probably those 3. Russell Terrell says, homemade buffalo chicken pizza is in the oven. Nice. That sounds delicious. Okay, so anyways, that's Grim Viper. It seems like a lot of you have positive, mixed to positive reactions to this figure, so at the end of the day, we'll just say it's an acceptable release, not necessarily like a horrible figure or anything, but I think it's like a welcoming addition to the line. No harm done, so that's fine. All right, welcome Flaming Crow to the chat. It's good to see you, man. All right, up next, we will talk about one of my favorites growing up as a kid, and that's none other than Desert Scorpion. So let me know in the chat what you guys think about Desert Scorpion. Let's see here. Russell Terrell says, oh, I already read that, sorry. FNL Forever says, there was a seller on AliExpress selling dial tone wave weeks or months before I got my only one from Amazon. Pulse temp restock dial tone recently, long gone. Damn. Welcome to the family, says Spot Jones. 3 for me, says Chris Yule. Keith Scroggin says, looks nice. Todd C says, in for 1. Julian Ari says, never had one, but it looks cool. Title Manishare says, I'm excited for this one. Russell says, like I said, I may be old and want all originals, but this is a must get. Okay, so you guys know I like to come prepared sometimes. So this is the original Desert Scorpion, if you guys can see it on the screen. Hopefully if I can... Let's see if this hand can make it pop a bit more. Okay, so this is like the original Desert Scorpion. If you guys look out on the screen, it has like that version 4 style Snake Eyes helmet mask with the red goggles. So it looks like they didn't necessarily give him the same goggles. He does have more of a new updated mask per se. And then let's see here. One of the things that I found really interesting, because the bandolier is still there with the orange grenades. He still has like the yellowish brown tan colors, which is fine. It's not really focusing too well, sorry, but he doesn't seem to have that antenna on the back of his head, which is interesting. And then this original figure has the cloth piece that you see on the back of the head. It's not focusing very well. I'm trying my best, but the classified version it does have a sculpted cloth piece, but I don't know if it's actually going to be a cloth piece. Therefore, we will have to see how that's going to work out. Maybe it might be like straight up plastic, like Dusty. And then we can see there that they gave him more new orange gauntlets with some brown gloves, whereas this one is like all black. And then the bottom, they kind of updated the actual boots of this figure, because the bottom of it, you can see that they gave him like gold accents and a gold design, and then the original O-ring version was just sculpted on vertical lines, or sorry, horizontal lines, and that's pretty much it. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but instead of well, actually no, both legs do have the straps, so that's good. So on top of that, they also gave him like an additional you know, head sculpt, like a face sculpt, which I thought was pretty interesting. Therefore, I think both versions are fine in their own way, so I do like that. But yeah, so that's Desert Scorpion in the O-ring version. Sorry if it's not really focusing too well. Okay. But yeah, so he does come with that whatever you call it. Shoot, what do you call it? That wraps around, and then the weapons I've seen with Alley Viper, and then those other accessories, which is fine. Jose Ramon says he has the alternate shark face. Ooh, is that? I mean, doesn't really look like me, but he does have similar beard. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you. So one of the highlights here for this one is really that Scorpion. Now, when they revealed Desert Scorpion in terms of name-wise, Lenny did mention that the Scorpion is going to be a big one. Now, I don't remember who said it in the chat like long ago, but they stated that Desert Scorpion will probably be a robot, just because if they want to make it like a really big like a big Scorpion, it would have to be a robot. But based on this, it looks like it's an experimented on Scorpion, like Dr. Mindbender's experiments. So I think that's pretty cool. So I do love that little whatever you call it, poncho. I don't know. Sorry, I'm probably botching the name. The wraps around him, so that looks really good. And then yeah, otherwise, I think if I were to rank this figure in number-wise, I'll give it at least like an 8 out of 10. I think it looks really good. But thank you, Jose Ramon, for the awesome compliment, the alternate shark face. That's pretty cool. FNL Forever says, I wish I could buy all these like I used to. The Desert Scorpion, I love to get a bunch, but coming out of nonstop, got to say what I can these days. I agree, man. Never heard of Desert Scorpion and can't wait for sci-fi, says Christopher. Mawcom, welcome to the chat, says hello guys, a little late. All good, brother. Mad Rick says it has the antenna in the head. Does it? Oh, okay. So, okay, I couldn't tell from my computer screen. So okay, thank you. He does have the antenna. It's just very hard to see on the backdrop that I have here on the screen. It's a very skinnier, tinier piece compared to the original one, so that's why I couldn't see it. Thank you, I appreciate that, letting me know. Title Man is, Timothy James says he has a nice 8 out of 10. However, he has a troop builder with regular face mold now. I mean, I'm okay with them giving us alternate faces, but it's kind of like sometimes I don't want to know what these characters look like underneath the mask, but I get it. It's for troop building, it's for character development or photography or whatever, but sometimes I like to leave the mystery there. So when they give us like an actual face sculpt, it's kind of like but at the end of the day, I'm not like, it's not a bad thing. It's just I also like to prefer them to be like mysterious. Jose says those boots look so goofy. I mean, they look okay. It's not like too bad or anything. Green Jedi Master says the figure is nice. The Scorpion reminds me of a rad Scorpion from Fallout 4. It's kind of like that Scorpion, but non-robotic version from Transformers. Scorponok, I suppose. Copy Joe says I want 10 of these. Oh shit. Robert says Shark did such a great job talking him up. I'm sorry, man. The figure is fire, says Vil the Great. Sin says I just hope that the price isn't too high. Yeah, I mean, because it comes with that giant, and plus the tail will probably be articulated, and then the legs will probably be articulated, and the claws will be articulated. So looks like there's going to be a lot of great detail on this figure. So I think the price might be boosted a smidge. I want to see the Scorpion not in the picture. Okay. I'm excited for this one. It says Title Miniature. Julian Artist has never had one but looks cool. Okay. Where am I now? Valor versus Venom, says Holland. Yeah, that could be true. The Scorpion is awesome, says Madrick. Tagworm says I like him too. Had the original, made him go up against Dusty all the time. Yeah. I mean, the photography will be absolutely insane with this. I have no doubt. Desert Scorpion has a lot of Viper guns. Yeah, I immediately noticed the Alley Viper weapons, and I was like, ugh, could have done a little more better than that, but I guess it's fine. Gonna be the pet price is Title. $35, says Robert Wantland. Todd C says $45, though. Vil the Great says $50. Well, I think, how much was a Slice and Dice 2-pack? That was like, what, $50 or $55? I don't remember. I kind of don't really remember what the price was for those. But yeah, I think the figure itself, like, there's not too many accessories, but it's still the Scorpion is the one that really makes it more. Law and Order was $45.99, or sorry, yeah, no, $44.99. $1 says Iron Blood. Mawcom says I'll be getting 3 Scorpions for sure. I love it. I don't remember seeing it, but I like it. How much was the Road Pig? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't even remember. I can't keep track of old prices these days. But Copy Joe says Dusty and Footloose always were painted up in the cartoons as well as the crankcase. Ooh. I mean, you can easily use even the Ostriker and crankcase for like a desert mission too, I suppose. And then have Desert Scorpion there in the background or whatever. So I think this could work very well. You got Dusty, maybe Ostriker, crankcase, something like that. Same price, Mutton Junkyards as Tagworm. Slice and Dice is $55. Okay. Yeah, so I'll say at least anywhere from 45 to 50. I'll say that. Anywhere from 45 to 50 bucks for sure. 40 seems a bit too low, and 35 is just not, doesn't seem reasonable these days. So yeah, I'd say at least 45 to 50 bucks for sure. Anything above that would probably be ludicrous, but yeah, this works for now. Also, we are at 56 likes right now. The stream goal for tonight was 60, so we're only 4 likes away from reaching tonight's goal. If you guys are in the position to do so, let's get those 4 extra likes. We can reach tonight's stream goal with 60, and we'll be cruising for the rest of the stream. But thank you, and shout out to everybody who's watching tonight and spending your Thursday nights with me. Pretty awesome. I appreciate it. I know you guys all have better things to do, but There's a lot of stuff going on in the classified world. Okay. So, are we good on Desert Scorpion? Do we need to, is there anything else anyone wants to say, or should we move on to the next figure? You guys let me know. Still talk about Desert Scorpion or move on? Green Jedi Master says his weapons loadout is completely different from the original. The backpack had a submachine gun and rocket launcher. Yes. Yeah, so I'm looking at the figure right now. He did have this, I don't know what's the exact name for it. I don't know, you guys probably can't even see it on the screen, but he has this other looking gun which is not even included inside this actual figure, and then on the back he has this it's colored black on the original O-ring one, but then the classified version is brown, so perhaps it'll have the same gimmick, but I don't think so. And also the O-ring version also comes with a yellow rocket. This one I don't see any rockets there, or maybe it's that black one, I don't know, but yeah. Anyways, Russell says 80. Totsi says next. Benedict says $65 because of Mass Device Snake Eyes. Okay. Tagworm says the stream goal is 100. I think we'll do 100 stream goals once I get, like, I don't know, more subscribers. Markham says, which year did Scorpion come out? Ooh, 80 something. I don't, oh sorry, 90, what was it, 1990 or 91? I'm blanking out here. I don't think it was 92, I think it was 91. Or was it 1990? I think it was 91, I don't know, whatever. But somewhere in the early 90s. Next says copy Joe's, that gun should have been made for him. Breathing tube next to the Scorpion. I cannot tell. But that spear does look nice though. 71 likes. Awesome, cool. So I guess we got the stream goal for tonight. Thank you guys. We made it to 72 likes. Still halfway there. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. Now we're going to be cruising for the rest of the stream. I appreciate that. All right, let's move on from Desert Scorpion. Otherwise, very solid figure. I like it. It's a good one. So even though there are some newer additions to it in terms of sculpting and new boots and stuff like that, but I think it's not too far of a departure to make it look like it's not good. I think it's fine. Like, I like it. It's good. All right. Up next, we have a lot of your favorite G.I. Joe figure. Coming up is none other than WetSuit. I'm pretty sure I don't really have to say anything about this guy. I know this is like 100% buy for a lot of you. As you guys know, you cannot talk about WetSuit without having the original figure. This is why I love streaming. You know, I feel like to be in the realm of G.I. Joe, you gotta have the figures to kind of back it up sometimes, especially when you are talking G.I. Joe. So I feel like this is a really cool figure, WetSuit. I love the teal colors. I love the mask. The just the overall design is like about a 99.9% accurate to its source material. Therefore, they didn't even bother like making it anything different or exotic or anything that stands out. It's really just this O-ring version that we see here on the screen, just completely blown up in 16 scale. So it just sucks that it's not focusing properly. This camera sucks. But yeah, otherwise it's a very nice figure. Color scheme, head sculpt is fine. He does come with the traditional accessories too, the orange colors. It's more orangey in the render, but this one you can see it's more like Sunny Delight yellow. In the actual animated series, I always thought that he had like an afro. I don't know why I thought he had an afro, but you know, this one seems like he has more of a combed hair. But yeah, I do like the flippers. All that stuff looks fine. The flashlight, everything else looks really cool. But yeah, really, really nice figure. So that's the original O-ring. Thought I'd just show you guys just because it's literally exact to the T of the original. So nothing too new there. So yeah, I like it. I don't really have anything else to say about it other than I know it's an instant buy for a lot of you. So there's even no, you know. Mockcom says 100% down. Vil the Great says fire. Ionic Blood says nailed it. Tagworm says 91. Okay, so maybe it was 91 then. Odds Mod says this is a must-have for sure. I still have my original figures as well. That's what's up. Out of Shelf Space says this is an underwater jetpack. Yes, isn't it? Yeah. Because I'm trying to think of the artwork where he actually is holding it, and it and then I don't have every single original figure, but I have roughly most of them. There's a lot that I still don't have, but I think so. What I ended up doing was with Classified, I'm being extremely selective now. I am no longer a completionist for Classified. I am no longer rushing to get Classified figures. If I see it and if I want it, I get it. If I don't want it, I don't get it. I'm also heavily focused on Ninjas too at the moment, so I'm very excited for that. But I decided that I'm more going to be focusing on completing my original O-ring line. I think that's where my love and passion and collecting has always been for G.I. Joe. The Classified line is great and all, but I just get more, I have more nostalgia and more excitement talking about the O-rings than Classified. But so that's why I kind of want to shift money from buying Classified and head towards the O-ring figures, like the ones that I still don't have yet. And they're roughly around the same price, so I feel like with Classified I can still find it probably cheaper on eBay for like, I don't know, 6 months later, a year down the line, whereas the O-rings I can probably you know, those are getting a little more expensive, but by the week. Definitely getting him, says Copy Joe. Timothy James says he had a fro. Okay, so I thought I was making that up. So he did, yeah, because I remember every time he was fighting Leatherneck, right, in the cartoon, it looked like he had an afro. Well, I don't want to say about an afro. It was more like just curly or poofy hair. Like frizziness, I don't know. But Tagworm says it was an orange afro. Okay. The Joes look super young in this way. Wetsuit looks 15 years younger than Leatherneck. Oh, well, if you're going about age, then yeah. I feel like Delta 17, it got me back into O-rings. Ooh, I gotta check that out. Mockcom says, why is it called Classified Series? I mean, I think it's just the terminology they use for like code names and, you know, mission briefings and stuff like that. You know how it's like, what's the agenda or what's the mission, and sometimes they're like, oh, it's classified. So it's kind of like a G.I. Joe lingo. I don't think it's like anything specific of involving size. But if you think about, even if you want to utilize size, if you say 6-inch G.I. Joe figures, then people automatically gravitate towards classified. So that's the name associated to 6-inch figures. Whereas if you talk about original figures, then people will say 3-inch figures. So it's kind of like OG, then you're like, or that's a 3-inch, and if you don't say classified, then it's 6-inch. 49er, what's up? How's it going, man? It's good to see you, brother. Happy to have you here. HoloNet says I'm still backfilling the modern area. Yeah, because I kind of want to go back and also collect the original O-ring vehicles too. Not get all of them, but I do want to get some now. While the timing is kind of still right. With Classified, there's still like a long way to go to build, whereas the O-rings, I feel like they're just getting a little more impossible and harder to find and more expensive to find compared to Classified to an extent. What was I going? I'll put him next to Leatherneck for their passive-aggressive bromance. See, I never even thought of that, because I know, who said that he looks 15 years? Benedict says that, so Unless that's something in your forte of putting figures next to each other where like some look younger, some look older. I haven't even thought of that at all, but now that you mentioned it, I guess that would bother me a little bit. Oddsmod says, what are some O-ring figures that you don't have? A lot of them involve troop builders, like the original iconic ones, like the blue troop builders, like the officers or whatever, and then Crimson Guards. Let's see, was it I'm trying to think. The Stormtrooper, that's a really good one, but he's so damn expensive right now. And then there's like some from the Deke series. So I have mostly all the main characters, but there's still like some sideline people that I don't have that I hope to get. There's like, you know, characters like Ace I don't have. That's because to have them complete is a little bit harder to find, and etc, etc. Raging Sherbert, how's it going, man? It's good to see you. Malcolm says, yes, I've been checking eBay for vehicles for 3-inch Joes and the prices are insane. Even 7,000 vehicle. Yeah, I mean, I know that we all want a GIJOE whale, but you know, I see prices for like $2,000, which I know is a buttload of money, but at the same time, $2,000 for a USS flag is kind of reasonably slight cheap in the sense of paying $6,000 for like a complete USS flag. So you know, I cannot settle for anything less than a complete USS flag, and especially one that's in good condition. I can't get I don't want like yellowing parts or missing pieces or damaged stickers for at least that, because if you're paying $2,000 for like missing stuff, you might as well just save up even more and just get it in a better condition. All right, anyways, so are we good on WetSuit? Do you guys want to move on to the next figure, or should we still be talking about it? I think this is a great, fantastic figure. There's really not much else to say about it other than it's very iconic, it's classic, and there's really nothing else to it. So you guys let me know. Shall I continue, or do you still want to talk about WetSuit? Green Jedi Master says Whatnot is a good choice. Yeah, I keep forgetting about Whatnot. I check Mercari sometimes, but I don't know if that's good. Joshua says the flippers are redesigned. I do like the color scheme though. Ooh, Oddsmod says I have 2 Headhunter Stormtroopers that I'll send you. Which ones? The gold ones or the green ones? I know there's another version that's like greenish gold and black, and then there's the regular black and gold, the original ones. I don't remember which version. But you don't have to send me anything, man. Don't worry about it. It's all good, man. Abramo says let's go. Okay. All right, let's move on from WetSuit. I think we're all good with him. Positive vibes for WetSuit, so all good. All right, so up next, let's move on to a figure that I am extremely excited for, and I think they did a really great job with this one, and that's none other than freaking Sci-Fi. I am surprisingly very pleased with this figure. This one is awesome. It is, I think it's perfect, man. I know that's probably pushing it, but I think this figure is just great. Of course, we have the O-ring Sci-Fi here. The original O-ring Sci-Fi had like a big head, so I'm glad that this one doesn't. Obviously the helmet is off and everything, but it has like a really good updated design to Sci-Fi, but it doesn't, you know, go too far away from the original aesthetic of it, which is what I like about it. I like how, let's see here, like the original O-ring kind of just has like the black gloves over the black the lime green sleeves, but the classified version gave you like the silver gauntlets, which I think are really, really awesome. And then I know it's classified, so they kind of muted the greens down a bit, which is okay. You know, I'm not complaining about that. I thought that the shin guards or the boots were reused from Cobra Commander, but I checked the photo and I don't think that's the case. Maybe it's reused from another figure, or maybe it's brand new. I'm not too sure, because if you look at the original sci-fi boots, they're basically just all silver. There's no other design to it. It's just like a flat out silver, and the boots are pretty hefty. But the classified version, they gave you some more sculpting and some grays in between, and there's like they added a few more blacks here and there. And if you look on the torso, this one doesn't have black inner linings that the original the classified one does, so that's actually really cool. So I have no issues or complaints there. But otherwise, the torso, helmet, everything else about it is great. I just hope that the back of the helmet also has like the black strap piece that you kind of see there. But yeah, and the interesting thing is that they gave his backpack to be black, whereas the original one is like a lime green backpack. So I guess this works, because why would you do a lime green backpack? But at least it looks the same, so I'm pretty happy about that. And he does come with that really cool, I don't know, blast effect or whatever the hell, that blue beam that he comes with. So I really do like that. It kind of reminds me, for those who played the G.I. Joe Operation Blackout video game, Sci-Fi had a very similar like blue projectiles, so I think this pays good homage to it. So even though I do wish that we could have gotten the other Sci-Fi design too from the Operation Blackout video game, but still, I'm not complaining. This one I think is probably for me is the strongest reveal of the entire wave, just because I absolutely love Sci-Fi, and I was so damn nervous for this guy. I was really hoping that they wouldn't botch him or screw him over, but I think they did a really great job with this one, so I'm very pleased with it. All right, let's read the chat real quick. Green Jedi Master says, I got my Havoc off there without cross-country complete for less than 40. Ooh. Oh, I forgot I don't have a Havoc either. Chris Yule says, I'll take one. My first Joe says, Vildy great. I had him, but on the fence. Says Robert. Title Manisheer says, MVP of the reveals. I agree. Jose Ramon says, I'm smitten with this. So glad it's not a one-to-one of the toy. Joshua says, Sci-Fi is a top 5 Joe for me, and I like his look. I agree. Raging Sherbert says, Sci-Fi looks dope as hell. I agree. William Husted said, welcome to the chat, by the way. If I was going to make the flag, I think I start from scratch and build it to fit my display. Very nice. Odds Mod says, both are original troopers. Ooh. Very lucky. I don't know. I mean, All right, we'll talk about it somewhere, Odds Mods. I don't know how you want to get in touch with me, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, D Sanchez says Sci-Fi looks really cool. I agree. Timothy says they did a great job. Yes. Ionic Blood says glad they took the full face plate idea from the Pursuit of Cobra line. Robert Wantland says, I think my only problem is we have get him before Flash. Yeah, that too. I think he's bigger on the buck, says Todd C. It's not like a slim body, that's for sure. He seems like he has a lot more, I don't want to say weight. It's not like a defined body, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't seem like he has like musculature. It's more just like a, I don't know. But you know, you probably know what I mean. Everyone said Hadouken. That's cool. The Hadouken effect. All right, shout out to Jose. I'm going to call it the Hadouken effect moving forward. Mr. Madgus, welcome to the chat, says, since I decided not to get the cat, I don't want to feel left out on the HasLab feeling and just bought the Hiss. I know I'm late to the party with it, but that's a dope vehicle. Congratulations, man. I hope you like your Hiss tank. Malcolm says, Sci-Fi for you, Shark. I believe it is your most anticipated Joe. I'm glad that you aren't disappointed. I mean, Sci-Fi is one of the last remaining figures that I'm anticipating for this, alongside Night Viper, and then, you know, Mainframe, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah. Mr. Madga says, gonna 2, we'll figure it out. Yes, well, yeah, we'll talk about it, odds mods. Sci-fi looks great. Now that I have it, I have 0 room for the Rattler. Oh, shit. Sorry, man. Yeah, speaking of, how are you guys enjoying your Rattler, by the way, for those who actually have it? How is the hype for it? Are you excited you have it? Do you feel overwhelmed? Are you, like, burnt out? Are you like, bring on more vehicles? What's the consensus of it, besides the patches? But yeah. Otherwise, weapon for sci-fi is great. Helmet is fine. Accessory is fine. Everything is fine. Yeah, I will definitely be pre-ordering this one for sure. And then Tagworm says, I'm not and was never a sci-fi fan, but don't like the loud colors. But if it's a true render, it's going to be a well-made character. Yeah, I mean, at least the lime green or light green isn't as muted, because I thought they were going to use colors like how Tripwire was, which is that very dull green. But I'm happy that at least they kind of stayed true to its like brighter green colors. FNL says little bulky, but I might wait for the retro sci-fi. I mean, there's really not. I mean, if you look at the original O-ring, there's really not too much left of imagination to make an O-ring version of, other than maybe removing the black inner linings within the arms or changing up the boots just a little bit. So it's kind of really just, it's roughly there, right? It's like kind of exact to the T at this point. Roughly, not 100%, but it's there. So yeah, I mean, it works. I'm just not sure if we'll get, like, I don't think we'll get a retro version of this one, but it's fine. I mean, who knows? Who knows? William says, I have room for my Rattler if they just ship it. Damn. Rattler was worth it. Excited for Snowcat, says Todsy. Nice, man. Congrats. All right. Holland says, mine is still unopened like my previous classified HasLabs. Oh, shit. I will say the box artwork is really great, though. I love their artwork for the boxes. So the Snowcat box art might be really cool, too. I'll probably be okay, but I just love the Cobra Troopers so much. Yeah, because the Cobra Troopers are the ones that sells out the most. So gotta be careful. I mean, because I feel like a lot of these characters may not sell out as fast, but the army builders and true builders, they do sell out a lot faster than most. Okay. So otherwise, I'm very pleased. I'm very happy with the sci-fi. No issues, no complaints. I'm good. I cannot wait to pre-order it. So I'm happy. If you're happy, I'm happy. We're all happy. Everyone's happy. So that's good. That's good. That's good. Good stuff. All right. So traditionally, this was supposed to be the final render reveal of the week. But lo and behold, today we end up getting a little surprise. And we ended up getting just one more render reveal. Now, will we get another one tomorrow? Who knows? Will we get another one next week? Who knows? But where all things are praised and excited and cherished in terms of how great a figure looks, unfortunately, another one of my favorite characters that I was extremely excited for to get, sadly has left me feeling a bit underwhelmed. And it's okay if you like it, but for me, I'm like, and it's none other than Mainframe. Let's big him up real quick. There you go. All right, so cool. Let me share my thoughts with this real quick. How do I feel about this? So I was really excited to have Mainframe, and then I see this render, and I can honestly tell you, it's like getting excited to see a bag of chips, and then you eat it, and then you find out it's stale. It's like you see your favorite cookies, and then you take a bite out of it, and it's not crunchy. That's what Mainframe is doing for me. Probably the worst examples of all time. Damn. So, okay, so there's two ways to look at this figure. If you compare him to the original, which I have right here, if you compare him to the original O-ring version of Mainframe, which is right here, the original O-ring Mainframe had more detail. You can see that he had more sculpting on his torso. He had a lot more compartments, pouches, and stuff like that. More, like, I don't know how to explain it. It just looks freaking amazing. This is like a 10 out of 10 figure, and it's an O-ring 3-inch figure. And then the classified one just looks extremely bland and uninspiring. And I feel very disappointed that that is my favorite character, Mainframe. Now, the other way to look at it is that in the cartoon and in the comics, he actually has a gray torso but darker gray pants. So the toys, we know that the toys don't exactly match what the cartoon has to offer or the comics, because that was kind of its own realm. But this just looks, this is a gorgeous looking figure that I have in my hand. And then that classified one just seems like they really were just lazy. Like, it just doesn't look good. I'm sorry. Like, I'm so disappointed in that Mainframe. I mean, if you like it, like, I'm happy for you. Like, enjoy it. Like have fun. But that one is just... Am I biased for era figures? No, not necessarily, because there's a lot of classified figures I do really like. It's just because it's my favorite character, I have a lot of expectations. Just like how any one of you, if you guys all want Flash, and if they don't make Flash the way you have it depicted in your head, you guys will probably still buy it, but you won't be too excited to get it, you know? So, and the biggest disappointing thing for me is obviously Vil the Great knows. A lot of people probably know is that I hate those damn knee pads. And not only that, how do I explain it? I believe he's using airborne legs, so those are not necessarily my favorite bottom half of the figure, like in terms of the boots and like those pants. I don't necessarily get it, because the original aesthetic, his pants were a lot higher and he had more bigger boots. Therefore, you know, I don't know. Benedict says, "Are you blind? He looks good." Yeah, I am blind. Holonet says, "Do bad girls really go for tech nerds?" Yeah, Zarana did. Zarana is his girl. FNL Forever says, "His face is off. The figure looked like a Native American face, and not all natives are dark skinned. Then pockets are missing, black paint and color, silver, and so much detail is missing." I 100% agree with FNL Forever. Luciano Castillo says, "The accessories are cool, but just one sidearm." That too, yeah. His tech looks cool, says Joshua. Robert says the original looks like he is asleep. Okay, yeah, that's true. No sunglasses, says Luciano. Benedict says using the tunnel rat mold. Oof, that too. I'm on the fence with this one, says Derek. Ronan says it's bland. Excellent figure, needs more knee pads, says Title Manager, triggering me. Jose says this boy has a huge melon head. That too. Somebody says it's kind of another version of Starduster, same head sculpt. I don't know, I don't think so, but similar to Starduster. Benedict says it's the Tunnel Rat's body mold. He'll be shorter too. Oh. Man. Oh, Sabotage X88 says the alternate head looks like he's working the drive-thru at Whataburger. That's funny. I mean, at least dial tone compared to Mainframe looks really good, even though I hate dial tone's knee pads. But this Mainframe, man, I'm telling you, Google Mainframe, Google the comic of Mainframe, Google how Mainframe looked in the animated series, Google the old Mainframe figure, even if it's the 35th anniversary Mainframe or the 50th anniversary, whatever the hell version it is. All those versions look fantastic. It doesn't even have to be the original O-ring one. I mean, I shouldn't apologize because it's only an opinion, so don't take it to heart, guys. It's just an opinion. But because it's my favorite character, like, I have to hold like a lot of weight to it, so I'm disappointed. So if you really like it, I'm happy for you. It's kind of same as if you guys have a favorite character and I'm like, that looks good, but to you, you're not too happy with it, then it could be, you know, hit or miss. But yeah, so again, the comics and cartoon has him with the light gray shirt and the dark gray pants, that's the inspiration to it. So I give them credit for at least going in that direction. But just in terms of what they really could have done in terms of not accessories, but like in terms of detail and sculpting, like on the pouches or the torso or additional things on the figure, then it could have been a lot better. But out of a 10, I would have to give it like at least a 5.5, maybe 6 if I'm pushing it, but we'll say like a 5.5 or 6 out of 10. I'm sorry, don't hate me. Not everything can be Metalhead, says Ronan. Shadow Wolf says hello from Bama. Bama? How's it going, Shadow Wolf? It's good to see you. Ionic Blood says relegated to the background character. Starduster might be a good replacement head and might be smaller. Mr. Madgus says, Shark, I heard those were Tunnel Rat's legs and he was going to be short. If wonder how much of his equipment he can carry. Well, he does come with this cool backpack. So again, the backpack is sculpted roughly the same as the original, so that's actually really good, except that that's all black. It does have some green lighting designs to it, so I do give them credit. He does have his, I guess you can say, computer briefcase looking thing, so that one looks more like red, and it actually has like a cover to it, so it's a close and open, whereas this is just like an open computer supposedly. But otherwise he does come with the walkie-talkie, which is good, and then the knife and just one gun. But otherwise the accessories are fine. I have nothing against that. I think they're cool. He has brown hair in the tune too. Ooh. Oh, Alabama. Okay. Sorry. It's been a while. Shadow Wolf, sorry about that. It's good to see you, man. See, I had no clue people called it that. See, the more you know, and knowing is half the battle. Jose says the O-Rings pack has much nicer sculpt. Yeah. Ken Matinee says, wow, I like the way this looks. Well, then I'm happy for you. It's good stuff. Hopefully that, because it's just a render, that the actual prototype or the figure will actually look better in person, so I'm hoping for it. Mr. Madgus says, what is that red thingy on his side? Do you mean like on his belt? That I do not know. Actually, doesn't one of the red things look like an NES cartridge? Ionic Blood says, I want to see the helmet on him. Well, if you look at my thumbnail, I did put the helmet on him. The thumbnail of the live stream, that's what he's going to look like. Jose says, Ethernet cable. But yeah, that's funny. Whataburger hat and face sculpt. Robert Wanland says Shark is a big crank about this. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Again, I wouldn't be too nitpicky about it if it wasn't one of my top 5 favorite characters, so I have to be a little bit more harder on this one. I hope that makes sense, though. If it's a character you hold a lot of expectations for, you kind of have to like nitpick it a little bit more. Otherwise, you know. I bet he will get a retro version for the OG colors. He most likely won't have as much gear. Think Snow Serpent Retro. I mean, there's already not much gear you can take away from it if you give him like a retro one. So possibly they'll probably remove the alternate head sculpt with the hat. And they'll probably just give him one head with the helmet, I suppose. The 2 accessories, the communicators and stuff. And yeah. If they ever were to do a retro one, which I think might be unlikely, but it's possible because, you know, the original O-Ring toy was all gray from top to bottom, like in the jumpsuit format. Therefore, they could have, you know, so we could get another version of him with more, I don't know, color scheme that way. But Jose says, I'm a grump but about Desert Scorpion. He was my favorite. He's just kind of okay. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think Tunnel Rat was a great or good figure, but the problem with Tunnel Rat was that, knee pads aside, and I understand why they used knee pads, but his pants in the original figure, the pants, I like it when it's more black. The classified version, they gave him those ugly gray pants, and that's what really killed it for me. If they just gave him black pants, I would have just been like 10 out of, maybe like a 9 out of 10 figure, but tossing in those gray pants really killed it for me. So I was like, but it's still one of my favorites in the classified line, but just not, I don't know. Ionic Blood says, let me ruin even more. The second head sculpt looks like the other YouTuber you know who. Oh god. Hey man, I would not be surprised. It's okay, man. It's as I say, we don't chill here on the channel, so we're good. Elvin Martinez, welcome, brother. Says, good evening, Shark. Hope all is well. It's good to see you, man. I'm happy to have you here. So, otherwise, you know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how Mainframe will do, like, an actual figure form. So, Elvin says he's excited for Mainframe. That's good, man. As long as you're happy, then we're good. So, yeah. That's the thing, like, those 4 figures, man, I was really happy for. I was like, man, this is such a great wave. And then they tossed in this Mainframe, and then my excitement kind of went, like, downhill. I should have started off with Mainframe first, and then made my way up to Sci-Fi, but as I went in, like, the wrong order, so I kind of ruined it for myself. Yeah, I know you're joking, Iron Blood. Alright, so that is Mainframe. Good stuff. We'll just have to wait and see when pre-orders go up for this guy. If you get it, cool. Otherwise, I'm pretty much gonna pass on this one. I'll play the waiting game on it. It's all good. When it comes to everything we know so far for GI Joe Classified, bam. Here are all the figures we know of at the moment, excluding the names that have the name only reveals and the listings at the time being. But we have the 4-pack Cold Slither box set, which is from San Diego Comic-Con, which will be going up for pre-order this July 24th. Therefore, we're going to eliminate those 4 off this list in about I don't know, a week and a half, which is really good. Give me 1 second. And then we have the all the brand new figures that were just released yesterday or revealed yesterday, like the Grim Viper, Desert Scorpion, Mainframe, Sci-Fi, and Wetsuit. So perhaps they will all go up for pre-order probably Comic-Con time, maybe, who knows. And then we still have the Legacy series Police Officer, which is nowhere to be found, so we have no clue when the hell that's going to come out. And it is what it is. And then we have the NIGHTFORCE, BEACHHEAD, and QUICKKICK 2-pack, which will be going up for pre-order on Walmart's website July 24th as well. So, like, who said that? Robert says, it's nice to see this group shot change. Yeah, I was really happy to see this group shot change, or to add more figures, because I was getting really tired of seeing the same figures over and over whenever I did my streams or did my videos of everything we know so far. So it's good to have some more additions to the line. So aside from the Legacy series Police Officer, in about a week and a half, we're going to eliminate 4, 5, 6 characters off this list. And then for the foreseeable future, then we're going to be looking at Grim Viper, Desert Scorpion, Mainframe, Sci-Fi Wetsuit, and the Police Officer for probably quite some time, because I don't know when any of those will be going for, or because as soon as the figures actually release and they become an action figure form, that's when I actually take them off the list. But for now, this is and aside from the Steel Core Sentry figure with Defense Post, again, we don't have a render for that just yet. So once that comes out, then I'm gonna post that on here too. Robert says, remember when the Claw figure was up for pre-order? Yeah, the Claw figure was like, I had that thing up for like a whole year before I finally was able to take it down. I was so happy to get rid of that damn figure. Holy shit. Totsi says they're saving something big for Comic-Con, probably another vehicle. I don't know if they're gonna reveal have the vehicle, but I remember last year they teased the Awe Striker, like they teased the Awe Striker with the tire, and then they teased the Polar Bear that was coming out with the Snake Eyes 2-pack. So chances are we're probably gonna be getting a lot of teases during Comic-Con. Perhaps these 5 figures will probably go for pre-order too, but yeah. Mr. Madguest Spitting Facts says, to be honest, I'm kind of sick of seeing all of these dope-ass figures, but not seeing none of them distribute to collectors, except from what it seems to be a selected few. Well, it's only a selected few because people spend extra money and they have connections overseas, or they somehow get it from like AliExpress or something. Ionic Blood says, wait, look at the size of the arms of the Grim Viper. Is he taller? So yeah, I kind of shrunk the Grim Viper down just to make the whole collage look more in unison, but the Grim Viper is actually a lot bigger than all of these guys. It is bulkier, but I did shrink it down just for this photo. Russell Terrell says, Bobby Vala sounds like he may just do a cop himself, probably a SWAT member. Actually, hold on. I don't know how many of you guys are Valaverse fans or collectors, but correct me if I'm wrong, because I've noticed a little trend here. Now, I could be wrong, so please do let me know. I noticed that whenever GIJOE Classified posts like something involving future figures or something coming out or a live event or something involving whatever they're releasing, I realize Bobby Vala ends up posting something on the Valaverse socials that he's coming out with something. It's not always the same time, but most of the time it's the same day as when GIJOE posts something about whenever they're doing it. So it's kind of like, I don't know if he's competing with them or he's trying to one-up them or to give them more surprises. I'm not too sure, but I just find it funny that whenever I see like GIJOE team post something and then he comes out of nowhere and he was like, new reveal coming later this week, and I'm just like, oh man, like, interesting timing. Mr. Madguest says, Law and Order, Dial Tone, Cover Girl, etc., where are my toys? Ooh, that is a lot. Shadow Wolf says, I am on the fence about Cold Slither 4-pack. Dreadnoks are my vibe. Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge pass on Cold Slither. I could care less about it, so I'm very happy I don't even need those. NIGHTFORCE 2-pack, still don't need it. I'm fine with them. I can probably get them like way later down the line. And then I think out of all from this list, I think the only one that I'm really going to be eager to get is just Sci-Fi. I feel like all the other figures I can just pretty much wait and play the waiting game. I'm not rushing to get any figures like fast and quick moving forward, because it's not like I review classified figures anyway, so like I don't mind taking my time and getting them whenever I do. So Major Blood, Gung Ho, and Rakan. Oh, I totally forgot about that Major Blood figure. Shoot, with the Cobra Commander wave. Oh man, wow, we're so behind on everything. Jeez. So even if these figures do go up for pre-order, I'm assuming we probably won't get them out to us at least by January. Miss, welcome to the chat, says, what is the price of Cold Slither? We don't know just yet. They haven't posted the official photography of Cold Slither, so I think they're going to post it within the next week and a half at most. Because usually IGN posts all the Comic-Con figures, like actual photography, so I think we should be getting like a post about it soon within the next week or so. And then we'll replace the renders with the actual figures. And then maybe I'll do like one more live stream talking about the Cold Slither, and then we can finally get those off this list. Joshua says the waiting game sucks. Let's play Hungry Hippos. Loves one-upping Hasbro, says FNL. That's true. I guess it's just competition, says Luciano. Mr. Madga says, I'm passing on Slither, but I do want that Zartan's head and Buzzer's boots for Spirit. Yeah, because Buzzer does have the tassels on his boots. But, okay, I mean, yeah, you can just probably yank it out of the peg. So, I don't think that's going to be an issue. But, yeah. So, otherwise, is there anything else? I do not think so. So, let's just go back to the original... Miss says, what up, Shark? It's good to see you, man. Let's just go back to where we are for the HasLab Snowcat. I think we should be hitting the 7,000 backer mark by the end of tonight, or maybe it's already there. I'm not sure. I didn't check. And then we still have 1,000 backers left until, you know, so I don't know if the Hasbro team will toss us a cookie. I don't think they will. I think that's pretty much it. So whatever the number is, you know what, let's just check it right now. Give me a second. Okay, so we hit 7,000 backers for the HasLab Snowcat. We are officially at 7,000, so I mean we have 1,000 backers left in order to unlock the actual Snowcat. That's pretty cool. Or Slowcat, should I say. But yeah. So that's cool, man. Congratulations to all of you. You're getting pretty close. Luciano says, which figure would you like to get made next from Classified? I will show you. Based on the list that we have here, I'm extremely eager for Night Viper. After that, Battle Force 2000, Dodger, Blocker, Avalanche, and Blaster. I love Battle Force 2000 figures, freaking amazing. Who else? Muskrat. I love Muskrat. That's going to be a really great figure. I'm still waiting for Crazy Legs in the red outfit. We have the the HasLab NIGHTFORCE version, but I think a Crazy Legs in the red outfit would be very great. And then I'm not too much of a fan of Airtight, but I think Airtight would be cool. But other than that, like, there's really not much else I'm kind of looking for. Oh, I mean, yeah, Lifeline is cool, but I don't know. But Muskrat for sure. Yes, 7,000. Yeah, that's really cool, man. So at the time of streaming tonight, we hit 7,000 backers, so I think we made it really cool. So hopefully by next week, by next live stream, we should definitely hopefully have 8,000. If we don't have 8,000 by next week, like, that's gonna be sad. But you know, I guess slow wins the race. But otherwise, congratulations to all you who did back it, because we will be, you know, we're only 1,000 away. Oh yeah, Robert Wallen, thank you for reminding me. Deep Six, but it's not the Deep Six that you guys like. They're not the Buzz Lightyear Deep Six. I like the version 2 Deep Six. Oh, I mean, there's a lot more Cobras, right? There's Hydro Viper, Toxo Viper. There's I don't know who else. I'm blanking out. Oh, like Interrogator. That would be a really great one. All good, Russell. It's good seeing you, man. A lot of people are saying Hasbro dropped the ball by not including some type of Arctic figure to hype the cat up. Yeah, that's very true. They did needed to I mean, I don't know what they would do now. I think it's too late for them to even add anything additional to this HasLab, because like, again, the bivouac was, you know, I mean, I've already shared my frustration. I mean, I like the bivouac, but it's only for people that are going to be more into photography rather than the average collectors. Like, I'm not backing the Snowcat, but if I were, I know the bivouac would be in a bag, in a bin, because I'm not going to be displaying that whatsoever. 49er says, I hope they announce a Thunder Machine. I would prefer the Water Moccasin for Copperhead. That's kind of long overdue. It says 49er Brian with the shark emojis. Window Viper says Joshua. That would be sick. Or what is that? Honolulu. And then Raven. Hector Ramirez. Yes. Hector Ramirez exclusive. Oh, the Hector Ramirez. No, well, not Hector Ramirez, but the next Comic-Con exclusive, because if they did Colt Slither 4-pack, the next Comic-Con exclusive should be the Snake Eyes with the blonde hair, with a hat, wearing the dress, where he's dancing, break dancing with Shipwreck and Timber. So damn, William says I'm a fake Joe fan. Ouch. Hell yeah, Thunder Machine. Its bivouac is the best part. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you like it, yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it though. I was never really one for like prop setups. All right, otherwise, that is pretty much it for tonight's stream. Let's just go back to the last remaining renders that we have here. We should definitely head into Comic-Con territory within the next week and a half, and then I'll figure out, hopefully maybe we might get some more reveals in the next week, not sure, but then we'll have more things to talk about by then. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for the likes. Let's see how many we have here. Holy shit, we hit 91 likes before the stream ended. So we were so close to hitting 100 likes before the stream ended, which means maybe next stream or the stream after we'll probably make a goal for 100 likes. We'll see. But for now, thank you guys so much for tuning in for tonight. And if you were in the chat, thank you so much for engaging with everyone else and myself and not making my throat go out of control. But for all of you, BD Bonzi, thank you for joining, and for all of you that were listening, even if you weren't engaging in the chat, thank you so much for joining on the stream. I appreciate it. So otherwise, stay tuned for more Shark News videos, and I will see you guys all next week in the next live stream, whatever the topic will be. Otherwise, we will yeah, we'll see what happens from there. Again, thank you guys all for watching. Have a great weekend. Hug your loved ones. Stay cool because it's freaking hot outside. But yeah, don't melt and enjoy collecting. 67 people watching. How do you like something twice? I don't know. I guess you unlike and like. I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you guys all in the next stream. Thanks again, and congratulations on the 7,000 Snowcat backers. Hopefully by next week we'll hit 8,000. So till then, I'll see you all